Alright, we are back. Wrestling fans, continuing. We have No Way Out from... I don't know. Kurt Angle versus Undertaker. Definitely stands out. Chris Benoit versus Booker T. Great moments. Survivor Series. When was this one? I don't know. I can't read that. I'm sorry. I can't read that. The lighting's not the greatest in here, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. I'm an old man now. Undertaker versus Mr. Kennedy, first blood match. That outstands out. Mr. Kennedy is actually from Green Bay, Wisconsin, which isn't actually far from me, which is kind of cool. And my sister actually went to school with him. She said he was a total dick. Armageddon. I cannot read the... Oh, 2005. Okay. Hell in a Cell match. Undertaker versus Randy Orton. Yep. Taboo Tuesday. Oh, this is back when Eric Bischoff was general manager along with Stone Cold. 2005. Okay. Yep. Ric Flair versus Triple H. Yeah, that was a badass match. John Cena. I'm not a fan of John Cena at all. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. But that Ric Flair Triple H match, holy shit. Triple H was pretty much the reason why I kept watching. Wrestling, you know. It was Taker, Austin, and then Triple H, I guess. Survivor Series. It's the return of Undertaker. Triple H versus Ric Flair last man standing match. That was a brutal match. Chris Benoit versus Booker T. So many great moments. Miss a lot of this shit. Oh, here's one of my favorite DVDs actually for WWF. And that is the Monday Night War. This is the whole story of one of the greatest eras in wrestling as far as I'm concerned. You had WCW versus WWF, and then ECW gets thrown in there. This is such a great DVD. I don't know if you can get this anymore, but amazing. Some of these DVDs you actually can't find. They're actually pretty hard to find. If you ever go to a thrift store or something, like a used record store, you can usually find a whole shit ton of old WWF stuff. You got Vengeance. Hell in a Cell between Batista and Triple H. I don't even remember that match. I'm not the biggest Batista fan, actually. But anything with Triple H, you know, when he had hair and he hit people with sledgehammers, that was fucking cool. Before he put on a suit and became all PG. The Great American Bash. Taker versus Muhammad Hassan. Orlando Jordan. I don't even know who the hell that is. Just Chris Benoit. Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. They had some amazing matches. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero, as well. That was a hard one. SummerSlam. What is this one? I can't read that small print. Anyway, you got Undertaker versus Randy Orton. But of course, Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. Very cool. No Mercy. Batista versus Eddie Guerrero. First ever handicap casket match. Taker, Orton, and Cowboy Bob Orton. Yeah. Cool. Some of these I gotta rewatch. Some of these newer ones, or later ones. Ugh, I hate John Cena. Carlito versus Ric Flair. That sounds like a real winner. Yeah, this is kind of when it's kind of starting to go downhill for me, I think, as far as wrestling goes. No Way Out. Undertaker versus Luther Reigns. Yeah, he's trying to build up some new stars. Sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't. Undertaker is pretty much like the last guy. If he liked you, he'd make you a star, you know? Like, he would push you. And every wrestler has never said anything bad about Mark Calloway. He's always just been a constant professional. Batista versus Triple H. Hogan and Michaels versus Muhammad Hassan and Tavari. Chris Benoit versus Edge. Wow. Last man standing match. Judgment Day. I don't even know. ECW One Night Stand from 2005. Oh yeah, this one was cool. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, Paulie comes back. That's right. That's cool. ECW One Night Stands. Those are fun. New Year's Revolution. Nice. Royal Rumble. Is Taker on here? Yeah, Heidenreich. Oh boy. It's not my fault. Yeah, I remember him. Here's a DVD version of This Is My Yard. I had the VHS one, but this has some bonus shit on here. A couple matches. Yeah. Nothing special, but cool. He kind of wants you to forget about that release, though, because his ex-wife Sarah's in it. Legends of Mid-South Wrestling. This one was cool. You're a fan of the Territory days, you're going to definitely love some of these releases. Yeah. Definitely. Kind of see where wrestling began when you watch some of these. Kind of sad knowing that so many of these people are gone now. Backlash 2008. Undertaker versus Edge championship match. Definitely. I pretty much only watched for the Undertaker, towards the end. I really didn't care about anything else but him, and I knew his career was starting to kind of wind down. So much respect for the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Holy shit. Just words can't describe. The greatest wrestler that ever lived. No one will ever have a career like him. Unbelievable. Great set if you want to know more about the Nature Boy and his illustrious career. What WrestleMania is this? I'm bad with Roman numerals. Oh, this is the last WrestleMania I ever bought. Yeah, this is the end of an era Hell in a Cell match between Triple H and Undertaker. After this, I think WWF went all PG. I think. But it definitely, this was one of the last good WrestleManias, in my opinion, at least. No offense to anyone who likes wrestling these days, it just doesn't do anything for me. The whole PG era thing, that's just not me. This, that's more like it. The Hell in a Cell. This is one of my absolute favorite DVDs to watch. I love just throwing this shit on. Talked a little bit about the King of the Ring 98 and Bad Blood, but such great memories, such great matches. Bad Blood 2004, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, that one's a really good one too. Such a great set, such a brutal match. I don't even know if they do Hell in a Cell anymore, do they? Like I said, I don't really watch anymore. Another WrestleMania. I think this is the Yeah, Triple H versus Undertaker, no holds barred, with the streak on the line, yeah. That was cool. This one was cool, kind of spotlighting on superstars that don't really get the spotlight that much. True Giants. Cool seeing some stuff on Yokozuna. I think he was such a great guy. Bruno Sammartino right there with Andre the Giant. Very cool. I really enjoyed that one. Some good matches on there. The Monday Night War, Volume 1, Shots Fired. God, this one was so much fun. So many great moments. Get back in there. The Best of Raw, 15th anniversary. Lynn Tickler covered, that's why it doesn't show up. Great moments on here, too. Yeah. Back when wrestling was worth watching, in my opinion. This is cool. The complete anthology, Royal Rumble, Volume 2, from 93 to 97. I'd like to get all of these, but they're kind of pricey and they're kind of hard to find. But I do love these complete anthologies. These are awesome. Shawn Michaels from the Vault. This is when he returned the first time, I think. Yeah, the non-sanctioned match between Triple H at SummerSlam 2002. That was a brutal match. Triple H was one of the greatest heels, man. Like, totally. He just makes so many people hate him. This one collected a little dust. Wow. Vengeance. Chris Benoit versus Triple H. Well, you'll never see that again. Awesome. Oh, here's some classic shit here. WCW Clash of the Champions. Oh, man, so much respect. So many great moments. Sting and Flair had some of the greatest matches in WCW wrestling history. It's just unbelievable matches. Ric Flair versus Terry Funk, Clash of the Champions. Yeah, I Quit match. That one was great. These packs are so amazing. If you just want to learn more about the great legacy of what wrestling was when it was in its golden age in the great years, highly recommend those. This is one of my favorites here. This is actually better than the first Ric Flair one. The Ultimate Ric Flair Collection. Essential for wrestling fans. Absolutely essential. This guy has just laid his life down for wrestling. So much respect. I hate to say it, but it's going to be a really sad day when Ric Flair goes. I don't even want to think about that, but even Hogan too, you know. The Monday Night War, Volume 2, Know Your Role. More classic moments right there. When Alundra Blaze threw the fucking WWF women's title in the trash. Bobby Heenan's reaction. Oh, that was great. So many great moments. Triple H, King of Kings. That's badass. Yeah, this is before everything went PG. These were the real brutal matches on here, for sure. So much fucking fun to watch. This one was cool. Falls Count Anywhere. Best of Street Fights. Sergeant Slaughter versus Pat Patterson, rest in peace. Madison Square Garden, that was amazing. Sting versus Cactus Jack, always stands out. So many fun moments on that one. Rest in peace, Chris Benoit. I definitely don't condone what he did to his family and himself. It's absolutely horrible tragedy. If he even did it, I'm sure he probably did. He was really messed up. But you really can't separate what he did and what he did for wrestling. You know, you need to separate that. This guy was one of the best wrestlers who ever walked the face of the earth. And he definitely would be a Hall of Famer if he didn't do what he did, for sure. He definitely should not be erased from wrestling history. What he did was so ghastly and horrible, but his wrestling was just unbelievable. Especially when he was in Japan fighting Masked Eddie Guerrero. Those were some of the best matches. One of the greatest minds in wrestling, Bobby the Brain Heenan. There was never anybody better than Bobby the Brain Heenan on the mic, on commentary. One of the greatest managers ever. So many great moments with him. He deserves his DVD, absolutely. One of the few Blu-rays I have. I don't have many wrestling Blu-rays because they are very expensive. But I had to get the Randy Savage story, Macho Man. One of my absolute favorites. This is the saddest wrestling DVD you'll ever watch. It's so sad. But very entertaining. He was such a absolute legend. The Macho Man. Greatest stars of the 90s. This is my right here, man. This is what the shit I grew up with right here. Greatest stars of the 90s. One of the greatest years for horror for wrestling. Unbelievable. All right, I'm gonna switch boxes. Hold on. Not very professional, I know. Sorry. We go into 2003. It's actually from this pack. 2003. Royal Rumble. Triple H versus Scott Steiner. Wow. No Way Out. Rock versus Hogan 2. Definitely Stone Cold versus Eric Bischoff. That definitely stands out. Oh boy, what a classic. Hogan versus Vince. Hands down, man. This is when Lesnar almost killed himself with Kurt Angle. Shawn Michaels' Jericho match was really good as well. Rock versus Goldberg. Who cares? God, Goldberg was the worst wrestler ever. He injured so many damn people, it's ridiculous. He ended Bret Hart's career. Definitely was a draw, though, in WCW. I'll give him credit for that. Judgment Day 2003. Kevin Nash and Triple H. Badass. Let's start speeding a little bit through this. Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell match, Triple H, Kevin Nash. That was a good match. That was a brutal match. I still remember that part where he took the screwdriver out and jammed it in his head, bleeding like a stuffed pig. Vengeance. Who's Taker fighting in this one? John Cena. Yay. SummerSlam. Taker versus A-Train. Wow. Okay, there's a winner. Shane McMahon versus Eric Bischoff. Unforgiven 2003. I see Kane. Kane versus Shane McMahon, last man standing. That's right, that whole ambulance thing. That was cool. I remember that. That was brutal. Triple H versus Goldberg. Horrible match. It was cool when Triple H smashes him in the face with the sledgehammer, though. No Mercy, 2003. Oh yeah, first ever biker chain match for the title. Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. That was a pretty brutal match. Stephanie versus Vince. Oh god, I remember that. That was funny. I was hoping he would knock her the fuck out. I can't stand Stephanie McMahon. Sorry, Triple H. Survivor Series 2003. Oh, this is the ambulance match. Yeah, Shane and Kane. Buried Alive, Undertaker versus Vince. Okay, I'll talk a little bit about that. That part where Vince is bleeding like a stuffed pig through the whole damn match. Like that first hit from Taker in the beginning of the match, he's fucking laid open. He is just bleeding like a stuffed pig. Oh my god, that is so hilarious. And that part where Taker takes a shovel and bashes his fucking face in. Oh my god, that was such a brutal match. Vince can definitely, say what you want about Vince McMahon, but he can definitely take an ass whooping when he needs to. Wow. Maybe that's why he's so fucked up now. All those stunners and chair shots and shit caught up to him. He is a genius, though. Or he was a genius. Armageddon, 2003. I do have a lot of respect for Vince. I don't really like him as a person, but I respect his accomplishments. Kane versus Goldberg versus Triple H. Vengeance DX. This must have been the reforming of DX, yeah. Ric Flair versus Mick Foley. 2 out of 3 falls. That's probably pretty brutal. I know they had a real-life feud. Foley didn't like what Flair said in his book about him. About being like a crash test dummy or something. Pretty mean. Raw, 10th anniversary. Same old, same old. Unforgiven. Randy Orton versus Triple H. They had some badass matches. Armageddon. Who's Taker fighting? Yeah. This is when he came back and he had short hair, that's right. At Backlash. This is when I started kind of stop buying wrestling DVDs. Shawn Michaels and God versus Vince McMahon and Shane. Wow, okay. Judgment Day, oh god, the Great Khali, that's right. He fought Taker. A very laughable match. No Mercy. I'm gonna start speeding through some of these. Wrestling's Greatest Managers. This one's actually really cool. Learn a lot about the great wrestling managers. Bobby the Brain Heenan, Paul Bearer, rest in peace. Classy Freddie Blassie, Jim Cornette, of course. Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, Paul Heyman. Amazing. Really cool DVD. I just had this one, didn't I? I guess I have doubles of this. Okay. 2 Armageddons. Survivor Series. I don't know what year. I'm not going to do that again. Oh, 2004. Who's Taker fighting? Heidenreich again? I don't ever know what happened to him. The Great American Bash. Oh, this is where Taker kills Paul Bearer. Drowns him in concrete, that's right. SummerSlam. NWO. Yes. Badass DVD. I would like to get that first one back in black, but you can't find that anymore. But yeah, this is a great DVD. NWO changed the face of wrestling. Before DX. I'll argue with anyone. I do like D-Generation X, but NWO... that's the real shit right there. Even though they ran it right into the ground. When it first started, it was great, but then everyone wanted to be a part of it. And it just got really stale. WrestleMania something. I know this is Brett and Vince. That's a good one. Taker versus Shawn Michaels. The first meeting. Oh no! This is the retirement match, isn't it? Yep. The old man gets his own DVD. If you go on Amazon and look at the price of this DVD, it's crazy. It just totally skyrocketed. Vince had some badass matches. He can wrestle for shit, but man, he really had some brutal matches. The legacy of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yep, about time, man. Absolute classic moments. Superstar Billy Graham. 20 years too soon. Absolutely. Rest in peace. Royal Rumble something. Oh yeah, last man standing match, Triple H and Shawn Michaels. That was brutal. Very brutal match. Some of these I remember. Bad Blood. Shawn Michaels and Triple H, Hell in a Cell match. Chris Benoit versus Kane. I gotta rewatch that one. I don't think there's such thing as a bad Chris Benoit match. This is my favorite DVD, obviously, because it's my man. Amazing. So many great matches and moments on here. If you're at all an Undertaker fan, this is essential. Top 50 superstars of all time. Pretty cool. This is a really brutal DVD. Satan's Prison. Elimination Chamber was a very brutal match. I don't even know if they do that anymore. I guess it's not PG enough. But man, people were really laid open in that Elimination Chamber. Some great matches. Triple H, Thy Kingdom Come. This guy sure gets a lot of DVDs. Cool documentary about his life. I like that one. This one's essential. History of the WWF Championship. Very cool. No Way Out. And this is Taker versus... Okay. Royal Rumble. I think Taker won the Rumble in this one, didn't he? I think. It's a true story of WrestleMania. This is actually a really cool DVD. Going behind the scenes of what makes such a amazing show every year. Or at least it used to be. Big Show of Giants World. This really was a good DVD. Not a lot was known about Paul White. And I just really developed more respect for him after watching this and what he goes through in his life with the whole gigantism. I didn't really understand what the disease was till I saw this. Him and Andre had the same thing, and it's just very heartbreaking. But he's a class act. He's a great guy. SmackDown 10th anniversary, 99 to 2009. So many great moments. Very cool. Stone Cold Truth. Very cool. More great moments. At the Texas Rattlesnake, the one, the only. Brothers of Destruction. Not the greatest DVD in the world. But it's cool seeing Kane and Taker together, you know. Absolute legend right here. Jake the Snake Roberts, Pick Your Poison. This is one of my absolute favorite DVDs as well that WWF put out. So much respect for Jake. Glad he's doing well now. Hope he lasts. Such a great personality, such a great character in wrestling. An in-ring psychologist too. He knew exactly what he was doing at all times. Undertaker took a lot of influence from Jake Roberts. Undertaker 20-1. That was just a WrestleMania, the streak. This is kind of pointless now, isn't it? Brock broke the streak. And the last one I have for this video is the history of the WWE pretty cool learning the history. This is actually based on a book that came out. Pretty cool. Kind of kisses Vince's ass a lot, but what do you expect, you know? Still pretty badass. It's nice finding out about Vince Sr. He seemed like a really cool guy as well. But that'll do it for this vid, and I'll be back probably with another one. I got some brutal wrestling shit coming up outside of WWF, like XPW, JCW, XPW, CZW, fucking crazy shit. So hope you enjoy that. See you next time.